Today I'll be taking a top-down look at media activism, particularly hashtag activism and all its moving parts, and whether it actually solves much of anything. Hashtag activism and the culture surrounding it are by and large reactionary movements that seek to use social media to bring light to political and social issues. I'm trying to steer clear of arguing morals and ethics, as I would instead like to discuss whether media activism is successful in its use of social media as the spearhead of their campaigns. Let me start off with this question. Do you remember Kony 2012? I wouldn't be surprised if the answer was no. But thinking about it now, I do recall a naive 14-year-old me getting excited about it and thinking I was cool for watching it before it was popular. Kony 2012 was a movement created by Invisible Children, a non-profit organisation built to increase awareness of Joseph Kony and the abuse and mutilation of child soldiers in Uganda. The Kony 2012 campaign was a large proponent of Invisible Children's success that year. I also remember the Cover the Night event, held on the 20th of April, which is supposed to be the climax of everything Kony 2012 had been building up to. The general idea being, stick up as many Kony posters in your neighbourhood to raise awareness. Keep in mind that the video had accumulated over 100 million views in its first week alone, with numerous celebrities and figureheads joining the rally on social media. Kony 2012 was a talking point for many weeks following the original documentary which sparked the movement. Cover the Night was surely primed for success, right? I mean, I'd actually trailed off the movement by the time the 20th of April had rolled around. However, after a quick Google search of the date, I found only a few prominent videos of the event. One of these videos shows a man in New York City putting up posters and stickers labeling the movement in some rather strange and questionable places. As it turns out, Cover the Night was considered by most as a subpar effort. No one really showed up on the night, with only some few thousand around the globe. It didn't help that Jason Russell, one of the founders of Invisible Children and the documentary's host, was recorded and arrested for public nudity shortly following the documentary's viral success. He claims it was an out-of-body experience, so that makes it okay, right?
Were you also masturbating? Did I hear that too?
There were rumors of masturbation, but no one who was there ever said that that was happening.
But let's forget about these misgivings and analyse the movement as a whole. See, the movement which was sparked by the documentary had a lot in its favour. Whether we remember it or not, it stands out as exemplary because of all the moving parts that made a greater whole. Here's what Kony 2012 had going for it. Accessibility, meaning that anyone could watch this free documentary online. A clear goal to be achieved, and by extension, a clear enemy. And a community aspect that encouraged sharing the movement with others. But despite all this, was Kony 2012 a successful campaign? I mean, it didn't deliver on the day, and most forgot about the whole campaign within weeks. However, it played a large part in getting a bill in the US Congress passed to have Kony removed from the battlefield and to support protection and recovery of affected communities. Regardless, Joseph Kony has been radio silent since he became a fugitive in 2013. It begs the question, what does media activism solve? Most cases of media activism are great at raising awareness, but that's often where the benefits end. There are of course outliers to this though, such as the ALS Association, which saw a 3,500% increase of fundraising in the year of the Ice Bucket Challenge. However, these are generally short-term effects because of their reactionary and emotionally charged nature. Perhaps there are better ways to deal with the world's problems, and perhaps it is not so simple. Bite-Sized Psyche, a YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the life of the mind, suggests that you should change the context, not the person. He uses an example of an American university that tried different approaches to encouraging students to get tetanus shots. He explains that only 3% of students got vaccinations when a scare campaign was used, as opposed to a 28% turnout when the university asked when it would be most convenient for students to get their shots, handing out maps of the college detailing the route to the clinic. But even with a thesis like this, Perhaps it is the bounds of internet culture that prevent major change for political and social movements. I think there might be some dissonance between social media activism and actually physically getting involved. That's of course my own conjecture, but at least on a surface level, precursor civil rights movements like the Montgomery bus boycott seem to resound much more as solid affirmative action. And some people are more outspoken than others on this. Here's what Shonda Rhimes, a television writer and producer, has to say about it.
A hashtag is not helping. Hashtag yes all women, hashtag take back the night, hashtag not all men, hashtag bring back our girls, hashtag stop pretending hashtags are the same as doing something. Hashtags are very pretty on Twitter. I love them. I will hashtag myself in it next week. But a hashtag is not a movement. Hashtag does not make you Dr. King. A hashtag does not change anything. It's a hashtag. It's you sitting on your butt, typing on your computer, and then going back to binge watching your favorite show.
It's clear that she has some pretty strong views about the issue, and maybe she's right. I think the answer might lie somewhere in the middle, but let's suppose for just one moment, if the limits of hashtag activism is awareness, is it enough? In an effort to throw back my original example, even Kony 2012 had "knowing is half the battle" plastered on billboards around the world. It seems that even invisible children knew that their first challenge was making Joseph Kony famous. But if it isn't followed up by anything, is it considered a win? If we take a look at other social movements such as Occupy Wall Street and Black Lives Matter, we can see a much longer timeline of events. I should probably disclaim that the bulk of these movements take place mostly where the injustice is perceived, so that could be a factor. However, these movements use a blend of social media and the outside world to gain traction. The success of these movements is also up for debate, but it's not difficult to realize that these will be remembered for much longer. Perhaps a blend of hashtag activism or more traditional approaches are the key to success when it comes to social movements like Occupy Wall Street or Black Lives Matter. It might be better to try and change the context, not the person, like Bite-Sized Psychoanalyzed, or possibly hashtag activism is just simply futile, as Shonda Rhimes explained. Maybe it is through the use of hashtag activism that things are brought to light and then propelled through other approaches. The reason I picked the question, does hashtag activism solve anything, was because I didn't know the answer, and to some extent I'm still not sure. Like I said earlier, I'm not arguing morals, but here's my argument. Hashtag activism isn't a wrong approach. This way of achieving change is not a poor way, but it should play in tandem with different strategies. The technological landscape is different than it was 30, 20, and even 10 years ago, so why not reap the rewards? Actions may speak louder than words, but words echoed by a large group of people speak pretty loud too. Thanks for watching.
It's a fucking circus, everybody! Look!
Look at the monkey! Look at the monkey!